Did you know that yesterday Star Wars Celebration was going on? You didn't? I don't blame you, because nobody seemed to care. It was happening in Japan, too. So it all happened while everybody was sleeping, pretty much. But today, in the morning, on the social medias, nobody's talking about it. Star Wars is dead. Look at these views. This is from the official Star Wars channel, 4.14 million supposed Star Wars fans. Look at these views. 10K for this one. 4.3K for this one. 31K for Lucasfilm Animation 20th anniversary. Going over the good times a little bit there, talking about the Clone Wars, something people actually care about. Managed to get 31K. Then we go to Young Jedi Adventures, 5.1. Jon Favreau and Sigourney Weaver talking, 16K. Pedro Pascal and Dave Filoni, 24K. Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy, 30K. Hayden Christensen, 47K, of course. I mean, he's a good guy. People still like him. He has huge lines. I've been to 2 cons where he's signed. Massive lines. I like seeing him finally get some recognition. However, that's the good times. The good times before the dark times. So, Star Wars Celebration is going on and nobody gives a shit, basically. Which makes me wonder how Andor Season 2 is going to do. Now, that has some good views. Look at this. Andor Season 2 interview, or whatever this is right here. 1.1 million views. The Andor clips are doing really good. I'll be interested in seeing what the ratings are for that show. And I'm not trying to knock it. From what I hear, Andor's great. But Star Wars is not in a good place. And it's easy to tell how dark it is for this series when they announce a bunch of shit and nobody really cares. No one's really excited. No one's really trying to break down what's going on. We have this Darth Maul animated series coming out. Probably going to be about him becoming a crime lord. That would be my guess. It's called Shadow something. They have the name of Shadow Lord. So it's going to be about him becoming a crime boss. That's my guess. If you remember in Solo, A Star Wars Story, that piece of shit movie, Maul was in that for a minute, and he was like a crime boss. So I'm guessing you're going to see his rise in crime. That's going to be what's going on there. Or maybe it'll be about his journey into becoming a homosexual man, and he'll have a love scene with Obi-Wan Kenobi talking about forgiveness. That's a possibility, too. Now, haters will say that this is a fake image, but you never know with Kathleen Kennedy. It's, of course, fake. You have to clarify because some people don't get a joke, even if it's a bad joke like this one. This is AI made, but when I think of Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars, you never know. You never know where things are going to go. They even announced a new movie with Ryan Gosling, who I'm surprised took the role because so many big names in Hollywood, and I think Ryan Gosling is a big name, especially at this point. He just was in Barbie, one of the biggest movies of the past couple of years. I think he's a pretty big name. He took the movie, and the director is the guy who did Deadpool and Wolverine. No one seems to care. No one's really talking about it. Things are so bad with Star Wars that you have actors turning down roles. Mickey Madison passes on Sean Levy's Star Wars movie with Ryan Gosling. She didn't want nothing to do with it. She said, I'm good. No, thank you. Nobody wants to be associated with it. It doesn't take you anywhere. And in fact, it seems to, on some people, put a little bit of a curse on them, like a Star Wars curse. You have to attack fandom to be in these, because if they don't do well, it's almost like these people are directed to attack the fans and calling them racist and sexist. It really does kind of seem like these directives come from Lucasfilm. And, you know, I like to say the thing that makes the most sense, the easiest way to explain something is usually true. What do they call that? It's Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is likely the answer. And we've seen it so many times. I think Lucasfilm tells these people to come out and stir shit up so people talk about Star Wars again. We just saw it with John Boyega the other day. You know, got people talking about Star Wars, didn't it? Even though it was just him calling the fans shit. Kelly Marie Tran just did it again the other day, too, I think. I heard that in passing. I don't know exactly what she said. Maybe she didn't say anything. But I saw people say, her people hated her. I didn't even really get to know her. Her character went to a stupid casino in The Last Jedi. And then she stood there and blinked in the third one. I don't know anything about that character, Rose Tico, other than her story in The Last Jedi sucked. And it's just a fact. John Boyega's story sucked in The Last Jedi. They threw that character away. So nobody wants to be in Star Wars. There was another actor. I don't know if they have the name in here. But there's a couple of actors that have turned down roles in Star Wars. And it's not just a Star Wars problem. They're turning down superhero roles, too. This is from The Independent. Hollywood's new A-list are rejecting superheroes in Star Wars, and I don't blame them. I don't either. I wouldn't want to be in there. Now, they have Brie Larson and Rachel Zegler in here. They brought that heat on themselves by saying stupid shit. The fact of the matter is, most of the stuff that these people are put in suck. And I think they noticed that and don't want any part of it. But yeah, people don't want to be in these movies. They don't want to be a part of it. By the way, they announced some toys. The toys aren't selling anymore, if you didn't know that. They're having a problem selling Star Wars merchandise. So now they're trying to go back to the past. Dash Rendar for Shadows of the Empire. And I got to ask, what the hell is this shit? What is this? This is awful. Look at what he's supposed to look like. Look at this. This is rugged. You know, looks like a scoundrel. Wants to go play some poker in some kind of cantina. This guy. This is awful. Who's designing this? The old figure from the 90s looks better than this. This is shit. He doesn't even have, where's his scruff? Nothing. He's all clean shaven. Sorry, this is trash. Can't even get the toys right anymore. They're getting heat for this too because, and this is justified. This Lego ship, they're of course calling it, what are they calling it? The Fire Spray now? This is Slave One. That's the name of the ship. This is this problem with Star Wars. It's all got to be PC now. Can't have the Slave One. No, we're going to call it the Fire Spray. What a stupid name. Dumb name. So Star Wars is in a bad spot. Nobody's talking about it. You have Star Wars Celebration going on. Nobody cares. I am really curious to what Andor's ratings will be. It'll be a while before we have any idea on what it pulls in. But, man, if this show doesn't make any ratings, that's bad, man. Don't forget we just had Star Wars Outlaws fail. That was a disaster. The Acolyte, nobody was watching that piece of shit. Star Wars is just done. And every time something happens with it, you see it. You see it in these views. This is supposed to be a celebration of Star Wars. Nobody cares. I'll check in on these, but I highly doubt these are going to blow up in the next couple of hours. I mean, look at this Andor clip. I'm surprised that there seems to be, at least on their channel page here, there's some interest in Andor. 1.1 million. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see anybody getting excited about Celebration. And this is a typical thing with Lucasfilm. They announce a ton of shit at these celebrations, and half of them never come out. And that's their fault. That's another reason why people aren't probably jumping for joy over this shit. Who knows if this isn't going to come out? Oh, we got Starfighter. Well, a couple of years ago, you said Rogue One was getting made. Where's that effing movie? They just like to announce shit, which, I think is to get people to talk about it and get Star Wars in people's conversation again, and then it doesn't come out. There's been I wish I had the list. There's a list of shows and movies that they have announced that are never going to see the light of day. Where's that Lando series? Remember that? Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Check out my comic book. You can sign up for it today. I'll put this link in the description. This is from Ripison. That's who's publishing the book. It's called The Mighty Golden Patriot. Sign-ups will tell you when it's coming out, and it's coming out soon. So for you to be up to date, just click on this link. It'll be in the description. You go right here to where it says subscribe to be in touch with the latest news. You put your email in there, and when the comic launches, which is going to be soon, you'll find out when you can sign up. And you'll get some links and all kinds of neat stuff. Really excited about this book. We spent some time on it. The book is done. And, I'm really excited to show it to you guys. So it's coming. Get ready. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.